guys, it's Mia Redrick here, the mom strategist. I am so excited about this scope today. You guys are going to love this scope. Today I'm going to be teaching what to let go of to hit your next level. What to let go of. Hey, Jason. What to let go of to hit your next level. You don't want to miss this scope. Do me a favor, guys, and invite your friends. Invite anyone. Kendra, you're going to love this scope. You're going to love this scope. Hey, darling. Good to see you. What to let go of to hit your next level. I will tell you, it is a teaching scope. It is a teaching scope, and I am going to be bringing my A game, all right? Do me a favor, guys, and invite some people on the scope. If you have an iOS device, hit from left to right, swipe from left to right. And if you have, hey, darling, and if you have a Android device, hit from the bottom to the top, okay? Swipe from the bottom to the top so we can share and pack the scope out. It is going to be a full scope today. I'm going to get right into my introduction. I'm Mia Redrick. I'm the mom strategist. I support mostly women with life and business success. You can always check me out at miaredrick.com or my past scopes. There are several on YouTube and some that are here on Periscope as well. What I love to scope about is how to brand yourself, how to literally build the brand of yourself from scratch and create product around your education, your background, and your gifts. Over 602 of my clients have done exactly that. Another 112 of my clients are authors. They've built training programs, gotten consulting opportunities, sold to corporations, literally packaging their education, their gifts, their professional background into product, all right, into product that they sell. Now, my background's corporate training. You know, that's something that I absolutely loved to do many years ago. And also motherhood was something I love to do. And I decided to combine those two things into a business. And let me just tell you, it was not a straight path. I wasn't sure, Anthony, of how I was going to do that. So I went to my small business resource center to figure out how in the world could I turn this into a business. And I was told that what I've been doing for the last 13 years, that it would never work, that no one would ever pay me to coach moms, okay? And you know what? That director of that business center was so wrong, but I kept looking for someone that could support me in my dream, and I ended up bumping into a coach, the very first life coach I ever met, really. She was the second highest paid life coach, business coach in the country at the time. And Terry Levine is her name. And I decided to work with her. And it changed my life. Her model changed my life. And I know that what I'm going to share with you guys today is really going to support a lot of you guys. I'm going to be talking about what do you need to let go of in order for you to hit your next level. You know, as a result of me pursuing my dream, getting the right teachers, working with the right coaches, you know, being unrelenting and following what I wanted to do for myself, right, to make my dream happen. You know, I've been a full-time entrepreneur for over a decade in this business. My husband and I also own another business together, and he and I for 2 decades have been full-time entrepreneurs. And you know what I love? I love is that as a result of being an entrepreneur, it has allowed me to own my time. And I think that there's no greater gift than being able to be an entrepreneur and work when you want to work, all right, and choose, you know, a business strategy or system that's in alignment with your life. For me, that means that I get to take my kids to school in the morning. I get to pick them up at the end of the day, which really matters to me. That's really why I wanted to be an entrepreneur, to control my time. I love being an entrepreneur because I get to date my husband whenever I want to. We had a date today. And you know what? I love that we get to date in the middle of the week. To me, being an entrepreneur affords us that flexibility because we own our time. But, you know, being an entrepreneur also for us was, you know, like phenomenal for us because my husband developed kidney disease 7 years ago. And when he developed kidney disease, you know, I didn't have to think about where I needed to be. I could be right there with my husband when he needed me. I could be there for my kids in the way that they needed me because, guys, I own my time, you know, and that for me, like being an entrepreneur, that just sealed it for me. And, you know, being an entrepreneur for me also meant that, you know, I could invest in a private physician for my husband. He had we hired a doctor, boutique doctor, which allowed Pat to have a doctor that only had 20 patients. So, you know, maybe you've never thought that you could have a doctor that only had small numbers in their practice, but you can have that. And being an entrepreneur for me, that's one of the options. You know, we were able to afford that for for my husband, and so he could get great care. And as a result of him getting that great medical care, when he got his kidney transplant, he did exceptionally well. You know, being a great entrepreneur to me means also that we could educate our kids with a world-class education. We've invested over $715,000 in private school tuition for our 18, 15, and 11-year-old, you know, and now someone's getting ready to go off to college this coming year. My oldest is going to go off to college. And that to me is significant. That's like what being an entrepreneur is about to me, right? It's being able to invest in the things that are important to you, or to be able to travel the world. We've been able to do that with our kids, you know, but nothing like owning my time every single day and doing what I want to do. So you're going to love this scope, or you're going to love my scopes if that's what you're interested in. Because what I teach you how to do is how to package who you are, how to understand that you are product, and you can take what you know how to do, package that into product to sell to people in all kinds of courses and trainings and as consulting opportunities with people around the world. I have done it. Everything that I teach my clients how to do is what I have done personally, and I share that with you guys as well, all right? Are you guys ready for the scope today? I'm going to be teaching you guys today what to let go of, right, in order to get to your next level. Now, this is going to be a fire scope. I'm telling you, I know that I'm going to step on some toes, but it's okay. It's all in love, and what to let go of in order to get to your next level, because I think that sometimes, you know, the new year is coming, right, and everybody's excited about the new year. And this is really the time of year when people make commitments and promises to themselves about how things are going to be different, how things are going to be new, all right? You know what I mean? What you're going to do this year, right? What new things you're going to have, you're going to create in your life, right, this coming year. But these things that I'm going to break down right now are going to determine if a year from now, your life looks different, all right? And I'm just going to break it down. I'm going to give you guys some truth. I hope you're ready. If you're new to this scope, please share with someone. Swipe from left to right if you have an iOS device, and from the bottom to the top, swipe if you have an Android device, all right? And if you're not following me, hit that little image here on your Periscope screen so that you can follow me, all right? So anybody ready? If you're ready, say, I'm ready, Mia. And I'm going to get started teaching today what to let go of in order to hit your next level, all right? So I'm going to get started. Number one, all right? Like I said, these are going to be hard hitting. These are going to be hard hitting. Number one thing to let go of is just not being committed and sold out, you know what, to your dream, to your growth. All right. So I meet people all the time who they know what they want. They are smart people, like smart and sharp and capable people to do anything that they want to accomplish, right, in their life or their business. But the challenge has nothing to do. Their challenges have nothing to do with being smart or being sharp, right? It has nothing to do with, you know, resources, right? Which is what everybody thinks. It really has more to do with their resourcefulness. And one of the things that I will tell you that you're going to need to let go of in this upcoming year in order for you to get to where you want to be is you got to understand that if you know where you want to be, all right, you know where you want to be, what your next level looks like, all right, and there's something that's standing between you and that next level, then you have to be unrelenting and being resourceful about achieving that thing, about accomplishing that thing. All right. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm going to give you an example, and I hope that it inspires you, you know, and I'm just sharing my story with you so that I hope that it gives you perspective around what I'm talking about. I'll never forget this. Here it is, guys. I write my book 9 years ago, right? My very first book. I've written 3 books and 17 ebooks, but I wrote my very first book. And when I wrote that book, I had this vision, right? That in some way it would be really great if I, got a partnership with a corporation. That's what I thought. That would be really great, okay? And with my book, all right? And then the other thing that I thought would be great is if my book was in Barnes and Noble stores. So those were 2 things that I really wanted. Now, here's the challenge. This is what's involved, right? At the time, I'm thinking this. My book, I'm a brand new author. I'm a self-published author. And typically, a self-published author's books are not in Barnes and Noble stores. It just doesn't really work that way. All right. So I wasn't going through a traditional publisher. I was going, I was a self-published author, but I had this incredible dream, right, that this is what I wanted for myself and for my business, okay? So what do I do? So we're talking about resources and resourcefulness, right? Me getting to my next level and making that decision and being committed around the thing that I say I really, really want. Now, I'm a new author. I have no idea how in the world am I going to do this, right? Because I'm new at this, all right? I don't know anyone else that has books in bookstores. So I don't really have anyone that I can ask even, but I had this thought that it just seems like it makes perfect sense to me. So what do? I decide that, and I decide also that at the same time, I want to do a partnership with a major corporation around my book. Now hear me guys, I'm like brand new. I'm so naive, like I don't even know, but I'm unrelenting about my dream. So the very first thing I do is I reach out to someone in the major corporation, Panera Bread Corporation, right? So I reach out to, someone in upper management at Panera Bread Corporation, and I pitch them on this idea that I could have my books in Panera Bread stores. Now, this is Mia Redrick. I've sold maybe 5 books at the time, maybe 10. My mom probably bought 5, okay? And the fact of the matter is, like, no one knows me. Like, I haven't sold any books. You know what? No one's really even read the book because it's that brand new, all right? But being brand new didn't stop me from my dream. And some of you guys are allowing this story that's playing over and over again in your head that I'm new, you know what I mean? I don't have enough experience, you know what I'm saying? They won't take my call. You're solving these things on the other side and none of it's real. But anyway, so I reach out, I call this person in upper level management. Okay, like really, all right? And you know what? I get a message, I get to leave a message, and she calls me back. And when she calls me back, oh my God, are you kidding? Like I never even knew this was going to happen. So what I did was then, I told her my idea, I told her my pitch, and she said, I like it. I don't know if we can do all the things that you're talking about, but let's set up another call. And I'm like, oh my God, okay, are you serious, right? Like, oh my goodness. So from that, we went on negotiating over the course of several months, and I did 2 partnerships with Panera Bread Corporation, but one of the partnerships was a direct result of that call, having sold only 10 books. And I hope somebody hears what I'm talking about and understands that listen, I'm stepping all over your excuses today because you can do it. That's the first thing. Now, I told you there were 2 things that I needed to do, I wanted to do, and it was just part of something that I was absolutely committed and excited about and that I saw for myself. I didn't know the how, but I was committed to the what, right? So here's the thing. The second thing was I wanted my books in the bookstores, right? So here it is. I'm a new author, right? Awesome. I'm a new author, and I'm like, I want to have my books in Barnes & Noble bookstores. I just could see it. You know what I mean? I could see the posters with my name on it and my book there, and I was like all excited about that. Wasn't sure how I could do it. So I remember calling. Hey, darling. Hey, Latasha. You're going to love this scope. I remember calling Barnes & Noble locations and to the community relation manager. And each time they told me the exact same thing. And they said that, no, no, you cannot have your book in this bookstore. The answer is no. And I just kept calling. I called 92 times. Somebody write 92. I called 92 times. When I got to the 92nd call, I got someone who answered the phone, who was a community relations manager, who told me something else that the other 91 community relation managers did not tell me. And she said, your book is not returnable. So that therefore we could never put it in our stores. You need to change your back end. And she told me some things I needed to change on the back end, how my book was set up as a self-published author, which would give me an opportunity, a chance to have my book in Barnes & Noble stores. Boom, okay? Hear me, guys. So I called 92 times. And 91 times I was told no. And the 92nd time I was told yes if I did this, potentially. So I go in, I make those changes on my end, and then I make the next call, and what happens? They all say yes. So I ended up getting my book in 42 Barnes and Noble stores in Maryland, Washington, and Virginia. And again, now that dream was realized. Now, why do I tell you that? Because number one is, what do you need to let go of in order for you to get to your next level? You need to let go of this hot idea of not being resourceful, of not being in the grind, of not doing everything that you need to do to have the things that you want. I mean, imagine this. I've just written this book. No one even has copies of the book, but my vision was greater than my fear. And because my vision was greater than my fear, I picked up the phone and called someone in upper level management at Panera Bread and instantly ended up creating an opportunity for myself, which later landed me 2 strategic partnerships with that corporation. Come on, all right? And the second thing, I called 92 times to these people in Barnes & Noble stores because I have a dream of getting my book into Barnes & Noble stores, and the 92nd person tells me what I need to do to create the shift. And my question to you is, are you committed and are you sold out? Would you call 92 times? Or would you say, if it didn't work out the first time, which it doesn't sometimes, I attest to that. If it didn't work out the second time, the third time, the fourth time, the fifth time, would you still be making the calls? And I'm telling you that when you get to that place where you're willing to do whatever it takes, and I call it resourcefulness, right? It's resourcefulness because people who achieve what they want, you know what? It's not because of resources. It's because there's resourcefulness within them. They're looking for opportunities. They'll call over here. They'll go over there. They'll reach out over here. They'll do whatever it takes. And people who don't get to where they want to be, it is because, you know what? They tire. They tire easily. They become frustrated. They become aggravated when things don't work out. They don't get creative. See, I have learned over the years that the one thing that I must protect always is my energy, is my mindset. It's one of the reasons that I read a lot, is another reason why I don't watch a whole lot of television, because what I know is true is that those are the things that are my treasures. Those are the things that allow me to think differently. They allow me to move differently. They allow me to act differently. They allow me to shoot differently because I think different possibilities because of what I've invested in my mind. I hope you guys have heard me. Number one was there. You're not committed and you're sold out to whatever it is that you want. And as a result of that, you got to let go of that. If you want to get to your next level, you got to get out of your own way and you got to become resourceful, and you got to understand that there is an answer. There is an answer. And while you're saying that there isn't an answer or there is not a way, you got to find a way because somebody is finding a way every day. That I know is true. All right. Number 2, I hope that supported you. Number 2, okay. What do you need to let go of in order for you to get to the next level? Number 2 is, oh my goodness, this is so good. Not making a decision about the direction you want to go in life. You want your life and business to go in, right? So not making a decision, okay, about the direction that you want your life and your business to go in. Now, here's the thing, all right? Some of you may be thinking, I've already made a decision about where I want my life and business to go in. No, you haven't. No, you haven't, all right? Some of you might be thinking that the actions that you're taking are indicative of a decision that you made. No, it isn't. No, it isn't, all right? Nothing changes in your life, trust me on this, until you make a decision for it to change. A decision. Meaning, when I'm thinking about a result that I want to create, all right? So if I say, hey, this month, I want this month to be a $30,000 month. I want this month to be a $50,000 month. I made a decision for that. And based on that decision, any action that I have is a direct result of that decision. Any fallout, thank you so much, all right? Any actions that I'm going to take back up the decisions. See, most people don't make a decision. Most people operate their lives in indecision, or what I say is they live their lives by default. Meaning, you know what? You don't make a decision at all. It's just kind of like what happens is what's happening, whether we're talking about in your life or in your business. Let me break it down what it looks like, what indecision looks like, okay, or not making a powerful decision in your relationships. Let's say for those of you who are married, you're married. You've been married. You want to have a great relationship. You know you want to have a great relationship. But the fact of the matter is, you haven't made a decision to have a great relationship. And because you haven't made a decision to have a wonderful relationship, your actions don't back up anything that will be in alignment with having a great relationship. See, when you make a decision to have a great marriage, you say, dating is, I'm unapologetic about it, right? Like, when we going out? You know what I'm saying? Because you know you're going to go out because you already made a decision that you want to have a great, intimate relationship. And as a result of that, everything that you are doing is in alignment with that. But for those of you who have not made a decision, you know what I mean? You're in indecision. Therefore, you know over and over again that that's what you need to be doing, but y'all haven't made a decision. You didn't make a decision. And as a result of that, Friday night comes, and one other time you guys didn't go out, you didn't do anything, and then you're sitting there sucking your thumb or mad or sucking your tooth saying he didn't ask me out. Well, you know what? You didn't make a decision to have that kind of intimacy in your marriage. You didn't make a decision to have that level of communication that said, I need to have this. But the moment, trust me on this is not even like a hype thing. Pat and I get ready to celebrate our 21st year of being married. 21st year, right? Men and women, everybody can benefit from this today. Yeah, thank you so much. All right. Pat and I are getting ready to celebrate 21 years of marriage this December 29th. And one of the things I'm going to tell you, we made a decision. You know what? We made a decision that having an average marriage, this is not for us. Like, why would we want that? Why would we want to be together every single day and not love one another? All right. Either you're in, you know how I feel about this, or you're out. All right. And I don't see any other nice. My parents hated each other for after 7 years, right? A lot of people do, right? You got to make that decision. It's very, very important. Number two is that you got to make a decision about the thing that you say you really want. And a lot of people operate in indecision. They think it's a decision. It's not a decision. The moment that you decide that you want to have, for example, a successful business, you will do and have actions that back that up. And a lot of people are not indecision about the things that they want. And that's why you don't create what you want. But if you want to get to your next level in this upcoming year, then you're going to have to be in a place where saying, am I deciding this? You know what I mean? Am I deciding this? Am I making a powerful choice around this thing? Because the conversation becomes different, because then you start doing things that are in alignment with where you want to go. And if your choices daily, day in and day out, are not in alignment with where you want to go, then you didn't make a decision. You know what I mean? You're living your life by default, and you get what you get, and don't get upset. I'm just breaking it down for you guys today. I'm Mia Redrick. I'm the mom strategist, and I support mostly moms of life and business success. You can check me out at miaredrick.com. I love to scope about how to take who you are, your education, your gifts, your background, and package that into product that you can sell to people passively around the world. I've literally coached hundreds of people and supported them in being able to do that, right? And a lot of them are, popular brands that you guys know, but many of them also are professional people, doctors, PhDs, JDs that are just like, I'm really good at what I do, but I can't make money if I'm not doing these things. And I show them how to package their expertise and their gifts to be able to monetize in a completely different way. Today, what I'm doing is teaching you guys what you need to let go of in order to get you to your next level. Now, what I've shared so far, number one is, if you're not committed and you're not sold out to being resourceful, resourcefulness is what makes all the difference, all right? So it's not resources. People who are flat resourceful are the ones that get it done, and people who are not don't get it done. Number two, thank you, Latasha, is not making a decision about the direction that you want your life or your business to go. The moment you make a decision about the thing that you really want, a decision, okay, then you know what? Everything begins to change from that. And a lot of times people think it's action. You know what? The best action action happens from a great decision. When you say, I decide to have a great relationship, I decide to have a great marriage, and then from that, your actions that back that up, that's when you're in alignment. If you're just out there taking actions without a decision, then you know what? There's no strategy behind what you're creating. What I'm telling you is that everything, every great action, a decision, a powerful decision in the direction that you want to go is where you want to be. And I'm just breaking that down for you guys. And maybe you didn't know that, but I don't want the new year to come in and nobody told you, because I'm going to tell you straight up, that is exactly what it takes. Number three, what to let go of in order to get to your next level. Hey, darling, good to see you. Tell me your name. Okay. I think that's Melvia. Okay. So number 3 is not immersing yourself in the tools, the resources, and teachers that can get you to your next level. All right. So I'm going to break this down for you guys. All right. So not immersing yourself in the tools, resources, and teachers that can get you to your next level. Now, what do you need to let go of? Hey, darling. Hey, darling. You know what? What am I saying? I'm saying that I have to take my Uggs off. Sometimes, guys, they get so hot. All right. So here's the thing. If you want to get to your next level, okay, success leaves clues. All right. So the fact of the matter is that there are already people that have already gotten to the level that you want to get to. Can we agree on that? So it doesn't matter what you are trying to do or create. It doesn't matter if it's something on the life side. It wouldn't matter if it's something on the business side. All right. Can we agree that there's already someone or many people who have already achieved significant success where you want to be? Okay. Let's say hashtag nod. Hashtag nod. All right. Okay. Because there is. All right. So if you want to get to your next level, one of the things you have to decide is that you are going to immerse yourself in the tools and the resources, right, that allow you to get to where you want to be with people who have already been there. Simple. This is so easy. This is so easy. This is like a no-brainer. All right. And yet we make this really, really difficult. And I'm going to tell you why. Because change is hard. Because in order for you, one, to say, I am going to make an investment in resources and tools and with people so that I can, learn from what they're doing to shorten my path, you have to actually be willing to believe in yourself, right? Now, you might not, you know what I mean? You got to believe in yourself to some extent, because these things cost money, most likely, right? They do. And so that doubt that you have, right, because of the thing you didn't do in the past, you know what I'm talking about, the course you took that you didn't implement, and you know what I mean, the coach you were working with, you didn't show up for the training, you know what I'm talking about, you know what I mean, the books you bought, the courses you bought, they're sitting on the shelf with dust. So when you get to that moment of making a decision, this time to make that investment, you go back to, what you didn't do, right? You start judging yourself by what you didn't accomplish. And as a result of that, you begin to choose for yourself in this now what you did then. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Anybody following me on that? Some deep stuff, all right? So what you got to understand is if you want to get to your next level, okay, to get to your next level, you have got to get around tools, resources, and people and immerse yourself in those things because it's already been done. All right. And people who are getting it done, they're not smarter than you. You know what I mean? They're not more capable than you. OK, but when you know what somebody knows, you can do what they do. And what you've got to understand is that your challenge has not been a challenge of you not being capable enough. It is the fact that, we all relate to change in many different ways. A lot of times we sabotage our success because we are afraid of it. See, I remember hearing that quote, and I can't do it exactly. And you guys might know it, the Marianne Williamson quote about, how we can embrace our darkness more than our light. All she's saying is you can embrace your fears. You can embrace your failures more than you can embrace and visualize your success, right? Because we fail a lot more sometimes than we succeed. All right. And as a result of that, it's easy to be stuck in that place and sometimes to choose from that place, which isn't always a powerful place. I'm going to try to make this real simple and not go too deep on this so that you guys can really get what I want you to understand here. All right. Number 3. Okay. Number 3, the reason why you are getting to your next level. okay? And what you need to get rid of is not immersing yourself in the tools, the resources, the teachers that can help you get there. And the reason that you don't do that sometimes is because of how you've shown up in the past with those things. And as a result of that, your trust relationship with yourself and investment, your trusting relationship with yourself and change, you haven't showed up in that way. So you are afraid in this moment to make a decision that's going to call you out, right? You got to write a check. You got to pay some money, right? You know what I mean? You got to be all in, all right? And you haven't been all in the past. And when you come to that moment, you begin to judge yourself based on who you are not, what you have not done. But I'm telling you, I am telling you in my word, in order for you to get to your next level, in order for you got to let go of that, okay? And you got to understand that at this moment, right? Number 2, you got to make a decision that in this moment, you have changed and your actions that are going to line up to support a different behavior, right? As a result of that, all right? So you don't stay stuck in your story, all right? Number 4, what you need to let go of, in order for you to hit your next level is, I wrote down, oh my gosh, this is so good, guys. Okay, listen, believing that pleasure and fulfillment are the same things, okay, as it relates to your goals. So many people believe that pleasure and fulfillment are one and the same. They are not. They are not, okay? They're not, all right? Let me explain what I mean. All right. So when you meet people who are driven, right? You meet people who are driven. I'm one of those people. I'm driven. I'm fired up, right? And I'll be the first person to tell you that I have a very fulfilling life. I love my life, all right? It fulfills me, right? Okay. Why does it fulfill me? Because what I get to do is bigger than me, okay? So people who experience fulfillment, they, in some way, some level of their contribution in their world, whatever they're doing, it's bigger than themselves, right? They may feel like what they get to do, like maybe they get to donate to a charity. Maybe they get to help transform lives in some way. They get to do something that allows them in some way to create their legacy, fingerprints around the world, right? That is fulfillment. But pleasure is quite a different thing. So we can do things that create pleasure. I think when you make money, money can allow you to have a lot of pleasure. From money, you can have the greatest opportunity to go to the finest restaurants. You can have the opportunity to date the finest people in the world, right? But the difference really is that that's pleasure, all right? Fulfillment, there's joy with fulfillment. There's contentment with fulfillment. There's something bigger about fulfillment. And yet, you know what I'm saying? You find a sense of purpose in fulfillment. Pleasure, not so much. And if you've ever, this is for those of you who've achieved significant success in your businesses, like there may be some of you out here who, you hit $300, $500, $1 million in your business consistently for the last 10, 20 years. And you know what? You may be saying, you know what? I don't know, like something's missing, right? Because you've got the cars, you've got the house, you've got the trapping for what would look like a great life, and it's pleasurable, but it's not fulfilling. And one of the things that I want you to understand, okay, I'll get to that 1 second. I don't want to lose my place. 1 second, okay. One of the things that I want you to understand is the difference, and it's one of the reasons why anyone, Lanita, that coaches with me, one of the things that I have been teaching since the beginning, right, is that your life informs your business. Your life. How do you want to live? Okay? What do you want that to look like? And we don't talk about that enough when we're talking about entrepreneurship. Everybody wants to talk about hitting 6 figures, or everybody wants to talk about making money. But what I want you to understand, and I hope you guys hear this and you hear my heart when I'm teaching you guys every single day here on Periscope, is that there's a difference between pleasure and fulfillment, okay? When your life is fulfilling, there is a deep contentment. There's a joy. You feel full. You enjoy the reflection of what you have created. it's duplicatable, meaning you would be happy with duplicating that and having your children duplicate that. Pleasure is different. It's more temporal. It's sort of like having a great dinner is pleasurable, right? But you could go anywhere to have dinner, right? It's not necessarily something that you'd want to duplicate. You know what I mean? Dating a beautiful woman or dating a handsome man, that's pleasurable, all right? But being in love and having someone love you back, that's fulfilling. And what I want you to understand, if you want to up-level your life in this upcoming year, is the difference, because people have gotten it confused. Sometimes we get it confused because we haven't had role models in our lives that explain the difference between pleasure and fulfillment. There is a difference, all right? Or maybe you've gotten it confused because of, thinking that success or running a great business is just around the money. It's not, okay? All right? It's having the time to enjoy your life also. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's fulfilling. Like, what about being able to make the money that you want? Okay? And to be able to spend time with the people that you love? You know what I'm saying? Or to be able to vacation like you want? That's fulfilling to me, right? And so when you are thinking about what you want to let go of in this upcoming year, all right? My feet are actually barefoot. I just took my Uggs off because they were too hot, okay? You guys are watching Scope School like, what is she talking about? All right, so, but when you're thinking about your life, right? When you're thinking about your life, I do want you to truly be thinking about letting go of pleasure and responding to things, building a life that's based on fulfillment, because that is where it's at. And I'm telling you, that is where it's at. And, I think about it all the time. I think of the things that I'm putting in place, these are things that I want my kids to duplicate. Yes. Okay. In terms of my marriage, or in terms of the business models that Pat and I put in place that allow for freedom, allow us to show up for them and for us to show up for one another in this way, or for our parents in this way. Yes. Okay. Fulfilling. All right. Number five, what to let go of in order to get to your next level, is, this is so good, guys. Oh my gosh. All right. Is not practicing. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Lanita. Okay. Is not practicing rituals that align with your success. Now, this is something that I'm very committed to, and I talk about a lot. I'm a very ritualistic person. All right. So what do I mean by that? That means that I believe that in order to create success, that success are systems. Do you guys agree with that? Right? Success is systems. Okay. So in that sense, when I find a way to make something work, then I just keep doing it exactly that way. All right. Because success is a system. All right. So some of you guys, for this upcoming year, in order for you to get to where you want to be, you've got to be able to see your success in that way. That means that if you are creating success, let me use something real simple. Let's say you've got 4 products you're selling. One of your products is like really selling, okay? And those other 3 products aren't really selling that well. But you are hell-bent on all 4 products, right? And because of that, you keep this coming year, you in your offerings as you're planning your year, you've included these 4 products once again. So to me, one of the things that I believe is important is for me to look at the rituals that are in alignment with my life. So like if I were in business and I had 4 products and one of those products was, let's say, making $100,000 and the other 2 products weren't really doing so well, one of the things that I would say is, okay, I need to create some rituals around this thing that's making a whole lot of money. Like this thing that's, making $100,000. I need to get real serious about that. Now, these other 3 things that aren't doing much or nothing at all, I need to let those things go. So, some of you guys are going to need to let go of the things that are not working. All right. You need to let those things go. All right. So that you can make room for the things that are working. Does that make sense? Right? Doesn't that make sense? Okay. So here's the deal. Success that's in alignment with your life. All right. So that means that if your goal is to hit $250,000 in the next year, all right, and you got this one product that's hit $100,000, but you didn't spend all this other energy on these other 3 things, right? These other 3 things that are hanging around, those things are taking time away and energy away and resources away from you hitting that $250,000. You got to be able to see it that way. So you got to create rituals that allow you to be in alignment with the success that you want. That means that if it's something that's not working, if it's something that's pulling away, it goes away. And then I'm going to create rituals to protect me and support me in making the thing that is working grow more. You know, one of my friends, Tawana, she is here. She scopes here a lot too. One of the things that's so funny, she laughs about me, and she would tell any of you guys this, that I do the same things over and over and over again. So as it relates to my business and the success that I'm going to create, I don't do a whole lot of things. I do really very few things, but I do the same things over and over and over and over again. All right. And I've learned that being ritualistic about the things that work is really important, because success has a history. You know, success has a history. And my responsibility is to see the things that are working and to keep doing the things that are working, and the things that aren't working, to let those things go. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? All right. Okay. All right. So what to let go of. In order to get to your next level, you need to stop letting go. You need to start letting go of the things that aren't working. The things that are working, you need to create rituals around them to do them more. So meaning I prioritize, okay, the things that I do really well. Hey there, Ruby. I prioritize the things that I do really well. All right. So I'm Mia Redrick. I'm the mom strategist, and I support moms with life and business success. You can always check me out at miaredrick.com for those of you who are just joining me, or my past scopes. I have about 20 scopes on YouTube. There are some here also on Periscope, where you can check them out, or you can join my scope school by just simply clicking the link on my bio profile here on Periscope. It's $147 a month, and you get access to over 250 scopes in my scope school, and it's awesome. 250 mindset, business, life scopes, where I'm teaching usually about 45 minutes to an hour, very similar to this kind of scope. Also, you get one live Q&A with me every single month, one new scope added every single week, a teaching scope, mindset, business, or life scope. All right, for just $147 a month, just hit Periscope, my bio on Periscope, and the link is right there. All right. Today, what I've been teaching about is what to let go of in order to get to your next level. I'm going to recap. Let me grab my notes, because it was really good. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Is number one, the first thing you need to get rid of in order to get to your next level is just like not being committed or sold out, and not being resourceful about getting to your next level. So the thing is that people who get to their next level, their resourcefulness is different than people who don't. You know, you got a lot of people that quit, and there's still a lot of options on the table. And if that's you, you gotta let that go for this upcoming year. All right, you gotta let that go, because people who get to the next level, they're resourceful. They're like, tell me how. I'll find a way. You know what I mean? They just make it happen. And I shared a story with you guys about how I called 92 times. I called Barnes and Noble 92 times. All right, because I had this vision to have my book in Barnes and Noble stores. All right, and I did it. All right. Number two is what to let go of in order to get to your next level is not making a decision about the direction that you want your life and business to go in. The key is, guys, you got to decide. And a lot of you guys are taking actions, right? And you're like, I'm implementing. Okay, well, maybe you are, but did you decide on the success you want? What's the decision? Because here's the thing. You have to decide the direction you want to go. You got to decide, right, where you want, what this thing looks like. And based on that, the actions fall in alignment with the decision. So for those of you who are out here taking actions without having first made a decision, it is why you are not seeing the results that you want, because you haven't made a decision. You understand? So if I make a decision to have a great marriage, then the actions that I'm going to take but have to be in alignment with that decision. I'm going to have a great marriage. That means that we're going to date. Okay, what we're going to do? We're going to date every week. Okay. What we're going to do? We're going to kiss every time you come in the house. Okay, what we're going to do? And I just start breaking those things down. All right. Number three, what to let go of in order to get to your next level is not immersing yourself in tools, resources, and teachers that have been there, done that. Look, for those of you who are out here who are struggling with making investments in yourself, I am telling you, you are missing out. I'm not telling you because I'm selling selling you on whatever you're selling yourself on. I'm telling you that whatever it is that you want to do, somebody has already done it. The shortest way for you to get to where you want to be is by working with someone that's already been there. Period. That's it. Okay? Yes. If I told you, I invest about 20% every year. Well, is that right? This year I've invested about $37,000 in my education, just in terms of like investing with teachers. We won't even count the number of programs that I bought that like automated programs. I consistently invest in myself. I am my number one asset. What? I want to associate with people who have done more. Okay. I want to be and learn from teachers who have done things that I desire to do that I have not done. That's what I want to do. I don't want to be a person who a year from now I could have learned that, because I know if I know it, I can do it. Okay. But I just was too cheap to invest in me. Okay. Because of whatever the story was. And as a result of that, a year later, I didn't create that because I didn't want to write the check for myself. I'm just breaking this down. All right. It goes back to resourcefulness. But what you got to understand is that people who get things done find a way. All right. Number 4, what to do in order to get to your next level is you got to believe that you got to let go of that pleasure is enough in your life. Right. Because there's a difference between pleasure and fulfillment. There is. You know what? Having a steak is pleasurable. Okay. It's not fulfilling. All right. Having a great body, being healthy, you know what I mean? Being able to walk 2 blocks, you know what I mean, without stopping, that's fulfilling. You know, being able to kiss your kids and, you know what I'm saying, and know you're going to be there for them, that's fulfillment, right? You know what I'm saying? Come on, all right? So we've got to understand the difference between pleasure and fulfillment, and if you don't understand, you need to let go of believing that pleasure is enough. Pleasure will never make you happy. Pleasure is not enough. Fulfillment is enough, right? Fulfillment brings us joy and contentment. All right. It allows us to have exactly what we want. And we all can work toward fulfillment in many different areas of our life, whether we're talking about our emotional health, our physical health, our relational health, go on. It goes on and on and on. Our business health. All right. So you're looking for fulfillment. I believe that as it relates to my business, my life informs my business. That's fulfilling to me. I didn't build a business so that I don't get to see my kids. I built a business to see my family. All right. I built a business so that I can have freedom. You know what I mean? I built a business to create options for us. I built a business so we could travel the world. To me, that's fulfilling. All right. That's fulfilling. I didn't build a business just to be able to say I made a pile of money. You know what I mean? And I'm able to live in a great house and drive a great car. That's pleasure. You got to know the difference. All right. I'm just breaking it down. I'm just saying. All right. And what to let go of in order for you to hit your next level is rituals. Practicing rituals that align with the success that you want. And you got to understand that that's what success is prioritizing what's working and creating rituals around the things that are working and doing those things, doing more of those things. Yeah, that's the recipe. Recipe is prioritizing the things that are working. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And becoming ritualistic about the things that work and doing those over and over again. Ask an athlete, ask a top achieving athlete how they achieve. They do the same things over and over again. Trust me on that. All right. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. I hope you enjoyed the scope. It's a big scope. It's a teaching scope. I am going to keep it up for a little bit, but then it's going to go in my scope school. So I'm going to delete it in short order, probably by the morning. I will delete it. If you're interested in Scope School, just check my bio out here on Periscope. It's $147 a month. Lanita had a question about core moms. I'm going to come back to that. Thank you so much, Lanita. I hope you're still here because this is a long scope. Let me tell you about core moms. In that sense, core moms coaching is, are you there, Lanita? Let me know if you're there or not, because this is a long scope and you were being so patient. All right. So core moms coaching is a 12-month coaching program that I offer, okay? And it's phenomenal. Hundreds of women have gone through that coaching program. And you know what? It's great. And it's for women who are Some are already entrepreneurs and making a lot of money already before they start to work with me. And some have not made a dime, don't even have a product. And they come through the program, and it literally, I show you soup to nuts, how to create product from scratch, how to build your team, how to sell your product, how to position yourself as an expert, your brand, your message, you know, how to sell without selling, because just because you're an entrepreneur doesn't mean you have a process of selling or selling in a way that's true to you. I show you how to market in many different ways that are free. I also show you how to use Facebook ads and things like that. And it's cool because there's a business curriculum, like what I said, but there's also a life curriculum, like, how to set boundaries, looking at what's draining you, making sure that you're properly valuing yourself, because a lot of times we think that's a business problem. Well, when your prices are low, the fact of the matter is a life problem. It means that you have undervalued who you are, all right, in some way. And I like to really break that down for you so that you come to understand where is it showing up in other areas of your life. So there's a life curriculum, a 1-hour call each month. There's a business curriculum, a 1-hour call each month. And then there's an open coaching call where during that open coaching call, I answer any questions that you have. So just because you're coaching with someone doesn't mean you don't have questions. I'm on every call. I answer any question that you have each and every month. All right. But then in addition to that, I do match you with accountability partners. People really like it. Your ambition level and above. You do have to check in with your partners every single week. People like that as well. And you have access to a private community. So it's a pretty comprehensive program. So it's a life call, business call, open coaching call each and every month. They're 60 minutes each. Okay. Core Moms is $7,500 a year. All right. You can get a scholarship for $1,000. It can be $6,500 a year. And that's pretty much it. If it's something that's of interest to you, I do have to interview you. I interview every single person that comes in the community, and you will just email me. Here, take out your pen, take out your pen, take out your pen. Should I do Core Moms or Scope School first? So, Lanita, go to coremomscoaching.com, coremomscoaching.com, fill out an application there, and then I can set up a quick 20-minute consult with you, and I can answer any questions you have. So core, C-O-R-E, momscoaching.com, coremomscoaching.com, coremomscoaching.com. All right. So that's really it. They're completely different products. So Core Moms is a 12-month coaching program. I'm on the calls every month, and I teach you and coach you every month, and you have accountability. Scope School is like watching these videos, but you got 250 of them, and you choose your own journey. The coolest part in Core Moms, the Core Moms also are bonus Scope School. So if you're in Core Moms, you already get Scope School. Okay. All right. You're welcome. All right. So just fill that out, and then I can set up some time to talk to you. If you're available today, I can talk to you right after the scope if you fill that out. Otherwise, we can set up something this week. All right. So are there any questions for me? If you're interested in Core Moms, what are the rates for Core Moms? Abby, okay, Core Moms is $7,500. Hey, darling, it's $7,500 a year. If your business earns under $50,000, you can apply for a scholarship, and it's $1,000, so it will be $6,500 a year. It's well worth it. It should be 10 grand. It's phenomenal. Okay, you're going to create a product. I know it because I teach you how to, and you have to because it's your homework, and you have 30 days to do it, and everybody does it. So I already know you will do it. I teach you how to sell your product. I teach you how to outsource, how to get your team to do all kinds of things for you for a fraction of the cost. You can literally, guys, work with people around the world, literally, that can be your administrative assistants, right? And yeah, it's worth it. It's like phenomenal. And I'm not even just saying that because I don't even have to hype you. I can let you just meet some of my clients, and they will just tell you, what they've been able to achieve here, at doing the Core Moms coaching program, right? It's phenomenal. All right. So, so I teach my clients how to outsource every single one of them. For example, I have a VA that I pay $100 a week. Yeah, it's phenomenal. It's not even it's like phenomenal, right? So you just need to go to Core Moms Coaching, coremomscoaching.com, and I can set up a consult with you and just break it down. Now, I do interview every person that comes in just because we attract people who are smart, sharp, and that are go-getter. I'm going to get on the line now to fill out. Okay, perfect. They're smart, they're sharp, they believe in self-investment. We do have a community of people who are go-givers, right? I need something inspirational in my life. This is inspirational, but also with a booty kick. Like, boom, like you got to do it. You got to like do your homework, okay? And I know you'll do it because I match you with accountability partners and they are doing it too. Because inspiration is in spirit. That's what it means, right? And I love that, right? Because I'm a very spiritual minded person and I believe being inspired. But you didn't hire me for inspiration. People hire me because I'm a business coach, right? And you want to be able to get an ROI. All right. So you hire me so that there's a solution you want. You want to create product. You want to get your business out there. You want to figure out how to sell it. You want to try to position yourself as an expert. So my responsibility is, yeah, you can be inspired. That's good. But I want to make sure that you do some things that will change your life. So a year from now, you're looking at your life and saying, man, I wrote my book. I've always wanted to do that, right? I always wanted to do that, right? So that's my job, is to get you to do that. Talking with Tanya. Hey there, darling. Thank you, Tanya. So that's how I see coaching. And I also believe that when you're choosing your coach, you want to choose the solution you want. So you're not choosing people based on personality. You're choosing based on what you want, the results that you want to create. And you need to make sure your coach has created that. So for example, like a lot of people like to work with me because I'm a full-time entrepreneur. I work 30 hours a month for a multiple six-figure income. And that's why people like to work with me, because I have passive strategies to monetize. I've been home for multiple decades, right? As a full-time entrepreneur, my kids have never seen their mom or dad work a job. Now, that might be exciting to you if that's something that you want. Like maybe you want freedom too, or maybe you like your job, but you want to create a business with some passive models. Then I'm a great solution for you, okay? If that's what you're looking for. Now, if you are looking for, this sign here says, this sign right here says, love strong, worry less, laugh often, dream big, sparkle more, and shine bright. How about that? Okay. That's what it says. Okay. In any event, so to me, yeah, it is deep, right? So to me, when you're hiring a coach, you're hiring someone that has been there and done theirs. I'm great for you if you are looking to get a corporate deal. I've gotten multiple corporate deals, and I teach my clients how they can do exactly the same. And many of them do that. I'm great for you if you're looking to get media. I've done tons of media, hundreds of publications I've been printed in, but more importantly, I've been signed to Emmy nominated, nationally syndicated television shows as paid talent. That's a little different than going on a show and being featured on a show not paid. I've done that too. I've been featured on shows, as the expert, but I've also been signed to Emmy nominated television shows as paid talent. I was the mom strategist on the show America Now. Bill Rancic and Lisa Gibbons were the hosts. The show ran it was on for 5 seasons, and I was on for 2 seasons with them. I shot about 40 some segments with them. Joined SAG-AFTRA. I write for Huffington Post. I've been featured in CNN, online, the Huffington Post. I just mentioned that. Essence Magazine, Self Magazine, Women's World. It really goes on. Died to go. My advice is everywhere. I'm a feature contributor for Dr. Oz's Share Care. It goes on and on. I write for Yahoo Shine. I've written for AOL columns, guys. And this is the girl who just got started in business and had an idea of what she wanted to do. And as a result of that, has been able to position herself for a message, to get it out there, to touch the world. And so everything that I coach my clients on, I have done. I have been a featured expert and am for the local news as well. I show you how to do it, how to do it. Many of my clients, based on the formula I have done exactly that. And I'm not even kidding you guys on it. So I believe when you're choosing a coach, you have to choose someone that has done the things that you want to do. I have self-published a book. I have my books. I have many books, but one of my books, actually my very first book, ended up doing like 97 grand, guys. And it was an ebook, like a 40-page ebook that I sold that related to having in-law problems. I show my clients how to take who you are and package what you're doing to be able to sell with people, sell to people around the world in really unconventional ways. I think that my sweet spot really is the fact that my background is corporate training. So I know how to take almost anything and turn it into product. And that's what I really know how to do exceptionally well. And that's what I teach my clients how to do. So anyway, my point is, when you're working with a coach, choose someone that what their solution is what you want. Like what they're creating is what you want. Okay. It's like, if you didn't hear me say, if you want to go on the road and be a speaker, work with me. I'm really not your person. Do I do speaking engagements? Yes. Do I get paid to speak? Yes, handsomely. However, it's not my motto. Like, because I can be at home and make the same money and more, and I don't have to run around and make my money. So I teach people how to make money passively. If you're interested in that, then I'm your girl. If you're interested in building a speaking platform, there's some other great coaches out there that can help you do that. That's not my sweet spot. That's not what I do. That's not what most of my clients do. I teach them how to monetize passively from the comfort of their home, how to take their intellect, package it to sell it to people around the world. And that's what I know how to do really well. And I always like to be clear about that. I just jumped on, Lord, that is a great point, right? Yeah, yes, that's right. So I just try to break that down, because I'm not, not every person, even if they're great at what they do, even if they support tons of people, and getting results, not every person is right for everyone. The right people for me, they're smart, they're sharp, they believe in God, they believe in self-investment, all right? They're willing to do the work, they are teachable, they're coachable, and you're looking to, really, you want passive ways to be able to monetize in your business. I know how to do that. All day, every day, like all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? So are there any questions for me? I'm done teaching on the scope. If you're just joining, it was a great scope. So you need to sign on and catch a replay. I'm going to leave it on until the morning. Then I'll delete it and I'll go on my Scope School. If you're interested in Scope School, then just check the bio here on my bio on Periscope. It's just $147. You get 250 scopes right away. The deal with Scope School is that you can stay in Scope School as long as you want to, and you don't have any long-term commitments. But if you leave once, you can't come back, because I'm not interested in coaching people who are in and out. I only want to work with people who are in and invested in their success, and that's not people who are in and out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Come in and try to be all up one day, and the next day, next month, you're not my kind of person, all right? So I'm looking for people who really ritualistically are ready to get it done. You know what I'm saying? And they're disciplined with their level of commitment as well to themselves. And if that's you, then Scope School might be the right choice for you, all right? So that's 250 videos, each and every 250 videos that you get right away. 4 new videos every month, 1 every week, new videos. And then also 1 live Q&A on Facebook every single month in a private community. So it's pretty cool. Great investment, low investment, $147. You choose your own coaching journey. Thank you so much. Okay. You choose your own journey in terms of that. For those of you who want something else, like I said, somebody asked earlier about Core Moms Coaching. It's a great option if you are ready to get it done. All right. New class starts this week, by the way. New class starts this week. The training starts in January, but we do our information call tomorrow night. So if you're interested, you need to get me an application in. Core Moms Coaching, coremomscoaching.com, coremomscoaching.com. I can interview you today. I can, because I don't have anything going on until a little bit later on tonight, and I'm free. So that's it. All right. Are there any questions for me? Are there any questions for me? I should probably just do a scope just about what Core Moms is. But are there any questions for me? All right. Did you guys enjoy the scope? I hope you did. All right. I certainly enjoyed sharing with you guys. And have a great and amazing afternoon. I'll see you later. I love you guys. Bye.